Okay, guys, so we are going to continue on to a couple more of these. If you are still a little bit confused, we are going to continue doing quite a bit more so that you guys can see more of them and how we are going to subtract this and or add this, like to help us to be able to figure it out. They're going to give you a lot of clues down at the bottom on how you want to round things or to estimate so that we can get that number that we might be able to multiply a little bit easier. So on this first one, I have 79 14s. So how many 14s do I have? Well, I have 79. Okay, so if I were to draw this little diagram right here, what I'm basically doing is I'm going to do 79 14. So I've got 14, 14, 14, and I'm going to do 79 of them. Okay, so what I want to think though is that 79, that is going to be a lot. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually round that up to 80 and then subtract that 14 to find out an easier way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do 80 14s minus 114. So now I can do 80 times 14 minus 1 times 14. So I am going to get a Post-it note and I'm going to do 80 times 14. But actually what I can do is I can do 14 times 8 to make it a little bit easier for me. 9, 10, 11, 112 tens. So it's going to be 1,120. And I know I'm going to subtract 14. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 1,120, I'm going to subtract 14, and then of course if I go through and do all of the subtraction that I can, my answer is going to be 1,106. Okay. All we're doing is we're rounding it, and the picture's kind of showing me what exactly I am doing. If you're getting confused on the picture, don't necessarily worry about that. As long as you are understanding about what you are thinking down here, you are fine. So right here, I've got 21 times 75. So how many 75s do I have? I have 21. Okay. So if I were to come up here, actually what I would want to do is I'm going to do 21, 75, 75, 75, and I'm going to dot, 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 dot. Okay, and so actually, even though this is going to be 21, what I'm actually going to do is 21 can be rounded down to 20. So I'm going to do 20 75s, and then I'm going to add that one that I have right over here. I should probably add that 21st one, and then I'm going to add that to all of these that I would know. So now this is going to be easier for me to multiply this out because I'm going to say 20 75s times 175. And if I would use the same thing that I know to multiply, I've got 75 times 2 tens, which is going to give me 150 tens, which is 1,500. And I'm going to subtract 75. So I'm going to take 1,500 and I'm going to subtract 75. And that's going to give me 1,425 is what my answer is going to be. Oh, sorry guys. No, I was supposed to add that. Oh no. Made a mistake. I'm supposed to add that, guys. Hopefully you guys caught that error for me. So it's actually adding that, guys. I am sorry. I need to watch more carefully. That's actually going to be 1,575. Okay, I'm very sorry about that error. Sometimes it catches me, okay? So this next one now, what we need to do is we need to, they've given us these clues up here. Now what they're giving us is the clues that we wrote in. So we now need to figure out what we want to exactly do. So up here it says for letter A, I've got 19 times 15. So I have 19 what? Well, I have 19 15s. And just remember, guys, when we're writing this out, because we are writing it in a kind of like, I wouldn't say a word problem, but in your written expression, if you already have one number written here and it's not going to be like and or the difference of these two numbers, you need to write a number, and then you have to write the second number as a number word, okay? So I've got 19 15s. So if I were to come here and draw my bar diagram, I would have 19 15s. So 19 15s, 19 15s. And right here I'd have 19. But here's the deal. I actually don't like that number 19. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more 15 here, and I'm going to subtract it. So instead of doing 19 15s, I'm going to do 20 15s. And then once I've solved that, I can subtract 1 15 from it. Okay, so then I just need to come down here, fill in my blanks. I've got 20 times 15 and 1 times 15. Okay, so if you think about this, 20 times 15, well, 2 times 15 is going to give me 30 tens. So that's actually 300. I'm going to subtract 15. And if I do the math, 300 minus 15, that's going to give me 285. Okay. So up here again, I've got 14 times 15. So I have 14 15s. And again, guys, remember, we want to write out the word. Okay. Because if you don't write it out and you see 14, 15, like 1415, people are going to think that's 1,415. So that's why it's important to write this out like this. So this one, because it's 14 15s, gosh, I really wish that was closer so I wouldn't have so many numbers that I would have to necessarily add. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw my bar diagram. And this is 14 15s. 15, dot, 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 dot. And this is going to be 14. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually only going to count 10 of them. And then I'm going to add the other 4. Sorry, that should be all right there. Okay, so I've got 10 15s because that's going to be really easy to multiply. And then 4 15s, which that's going to be small to be able to multiply, but still pretty simple. So now I've got 10 times 15 and 4 times 15. 10 times 15 is going to be 150. And then I'm going to add 4 times 15. So I'm going to do 15 times 4. And I actually could have done that in my head. It is 60. And then if I do 150 plus 60, I get 210. Okay. So we're just kind of doing this backwards. Remember, guys, we're doing the same thing where we are trying to find nice numbers to multiply. And when I'm saying nice again, it's those powers of 10 to be able to solve this. We're going to do 2 more problems like this, so don't worry if you're still really confused and you haven't picked up on it quite yet. We do have 2 more problems that we will do.